And actually, I mean, anytime we conduct a meeting or interview, any of the board is welcome to attend that. I mean, it's their village, it's their organization, they're the bosses, so they can attend anything they want to attend. Normally, though, it's left up to staff to make that recommendation. We don't have the appointing authority, the board has the appointment authority.
So if I were to get hired from the village, it would be those 4 people
That would ultimately approve your hiring.
approve the hire.
Larry, we get a number that says who they recommend from the interview process. And, well, probably, I don't know if this is good, but the memo that we received about this gentleman, and Francis is right. You know, I've even read over Francis because, I mean, I've lived here since 1959, so this is my hometown. Francis lived here his whole life. And I figured, if Macaulay doesn't know somebody, I'd find it hard to believe. If McCarville doesn't know somebody, I think everybody that knows us would know that that's probably next to impossible to happen in this town. So I leaned over and said to him, do you recognize his name? So you can blame me for that too. I should have immediately asked for an executive session. So if people want to blame, you don't have to just blame. I'll take part of that blame too. We should have asked for an executive session and found out who the heck this guy was. Then we're told that if you read the memo we got real close, it doesn't say they recommended. They said this was the person they put forward for the appointment. Semantics. Okay? Semantics. So in other words, we have to read our memos 16 times to make sure we get semantic interpretation of it. Okay? But if you're going to blame, the mayor's right. I agree 100% with him. We are the 4. If you're going to blame for hiring that person, it's us. We hired him. Okay? Maybe stupidly.
Who's the executive officer of this town? Is it the mayor?
The mayor. Yeah.
So ultimately, it all goes back to the mayor. And he's not here, so there's no need to have this discussion. And if I understand it right, he's got 10 more months and he can't run again? Is that true?
He could run again if he so chooses. But there's no, he's only held mayor for 1 term. I don't know if that's true.
Because of his job at the...
Oh, if he continues to be a federal employee, yes.
Okay, so for 10 months, he can start friction in this town like this with a bunch of local people, insulting everybody's integrity, and there's nothing we can do about it.
What a mess.
Is that true? He's going to have us all arguing here. Like Mr. McCauley said, this is a small community. Mr. Carver, you don't have to insult his integrity. He shouldn't insult yours. You shouldn't insult mine. That's just the way it is. This is a small community, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, I mean,
That person's got to be aired right now.
you're right, Larry. And
Okay?
I can
Some
tell you-
people that are on the board have problems with other people that sit in on our board. Let's just get it out in the open, you guys, because this is not good for our community. The negative headlines, it doesn't help my business any. Okay? It doesn't help anybody's business. We've got to get together as a community. We run into a situation here where we hired a guy from Virginia, whether he's hired or not, I don't know. If he is, then deal with it. But it can't ever happen again. And we can't be calling people names, okay? Because we all live together. Just keep that in mind.
And that's why under E, under new business letter, that's what we're here to do.
Okay. Sorry, Jason.
Another thing I think should be addressed is the fact that, like, in the paper the other day, I read, whether it's true or not, that Mr. Bassford was questioned about who was told to exclude the people that lived in Brazier and Norfolk, and he couldn't say, nobody can ever say. I don't think people like him or Haas or any other department heads should have to, how should I say it, be worried every time they answer a question or something comes out of their mouth that, oh, I'm screwed, because now the board's going to be pissed that I told this little secret that everyone already knows about. And I just think it's horseshit, because I guarantee you all the department heads in any company are always worried about their upper management. So, you know, I read 2 articles. First he was invited, then he wasn't. You know, people are changing their mind because they're worried about the pressure from you guys and the mayor. We all know that, and it shouldn't be. The public has a right to know. If I ask Haas a question, I don't expect him to lie to me because he's worried about you four or the mayor. Same thing with the town the village administrator. He said that you pay them all, we pay your salaries. We pay all your salaries. We have the right to know these questions. So I don't really think these guys should be scared to answer the truth, because of possible stipulations from the board. I'm not saying that's the case, but it should be addressed. The public has the right to know whether it's this or anything else. If we're paying, we have the right to know. I don't care how much of a secret you think it is. And these guys, and I don't blame them. If I was in Haas's position or the administrators, I'd be the same way. I can't say that. I'm not gonna, my bosses would wring my neck. I can't go there. I can't. No, yeah, you should be able to without repercussions. And that's the way it should be. And I'm not saying that you four are like that, but I think we all know the whole world works like that. Towns, communities, cities, businesses, it's all. Everyone's scared to speak their mind because they don't want to lose their job. And it shouldn't be like that. The village screwed up as far as I'm concerned. And like Leonard said, it just can't happen anymore. Great, all the power to this guy who got hired. He's got a job, he's got a family. I have nothing against him, but from now on, it should be within the community, or at least the North Country. I don't care if the guy's at a Norfolk Brazier. I don't care if it's your uncle or cousin. As long as he lives around here and he's looking for a job to support his family, that's what matters.
Yeah, but for how long? She lived here,
Well, that's,
I mean, you got Hillary Clinton. She was in the state for 1 month, became a senator. Now, there's a lot of guys who are waiting for that job, and she goes and gets it because
That's
she's a
probably
president.
nothing we can control.
No, but I'm saying, she stepped right ahead of everybody. She didn't deserve it.
That's our fault for voting for her. That's
Is there-
all I got to say about her. But I'm just saying this village should be better than that. Just think about the future. There's just too many people around here looking for jobs.
And in a different time and place, if we hadn't had GM layoffs and so much hurt right here, then it may not have crashed so large.
You're right, absolutely right. I just feel bad for all the people. I know a lot of people that are just, that go and spend $100 in groceries and are hurting,
It is a
There's just
tough
too
time.
many. And I know there's only one position and you can't save the world. But but one person is one better than someone down halfway across the country. That's all I know.
Thank you
So,
very much.
Thank you.
Yes,
But I was trying to say about, like Mr. Bassford and anybody else, if you work in this community, if you make your money here, it'd be damn nice if you worked here and spent your money here so it could be used more times by other people here. It's just like for a lot of municipal buildings. You buy oil and gas from someplace else. That money goes there, it can't be used again. If you buy wood from this area, it can be used again because somebody from here usually gets that money. And they can use it 2 or 3 times. That helps people more in this area.
I know that from the hours that he works, most of his money, 99% of his money is spent right here. He
Okay,
spends a lot of hours.
when you have an address outside this area a long way away, and people don't understand this, it looks bad. And the other thing, like he was saying, if the people can't trust the politicians and the people that are going to do the hiring one thing or another, people eventually are going to demand that if DPW wants some worker down there, they're going to be picked by some group that the public's going to pick way away from politics. It's the same thing when I put in the paper about this money from the task force, the $16 million. I says, because of what the task force did way back when they were going after money from the Power Authority. They can't be trusted. They voted not to help the poor, and who we got all over the place? Poor. So how can you trust them? And then the people I think they were getting need more business. I mean, I had some business in college and stuff like that, but I wouldn't dare go after something like this to do because so much depends upon it. You need more advisors than one thing or another. You need more money. That's why I'm saying, if we got to conserve. If we can't trust the ones we are going to use to do one thing or another, we're going to have somebody else, and that's going to cause more cost. And of course, those people in charge are going to be put out. There's going to be a lot of hard feelings. So that's why I say you got to have everything cut and dry. You got to have it stable. And you got to follow all the rules exactly. If you want an exception to the rule, then you're going to have to ask the public. Otherwise, the public's not going to believe you.
Thank you. Yes, ma'am.
Elizabeth Lyle, Washington Street. I agree with Jason. Experience and from the North Country. And you're talking about totally changing the higher